What's up, y'all? Today's video is going to be about the I won't say top 10, maybe, yeah, top 10 questions about me that people ask me. So, this topic came about because I was flipping through my phone. Now that I am more active on my channel, people be in the comments saying all type of stuff, and not really just from YouTube. Some of these questions may also come from Facebook or Instagram as well. I have my other phone here to look at some of the questions. So let's get into it. All right, so question number 1. Can I cook? I feel like I have to explain this one. So, I can cook, but I'd rather not cook. I choose not to cook unless I just really feel like it or whatever. And this goes back to my childhood. There were times when we would go to my dad's house and he loved breakfast. Now, that's one thing that I can say that I took on for myself. I am a cheese grits girl. I love eggs. I don't really care what kind of breakfast meat, but grits and eggs is going to always be my go-to. So, there used to be times when my dad would wake us up to cook breakfast, me and my cousins, like everybody over there. And my dad would be like, y'all cook breakfast. I absolutely could not stand it. I don't even remember why, but I could not stand for somebody to ask me to do something. From teenage years on up, y'all, I would literally be mad. If I wasn't slamming the dishes, I was most definitely going to put too much salt in the eggs. I was going to put too much pepper or something where you won't ask me again. But they ain't really work like that. Like, my dad might be fussing. He might be like, oh, them eggs a little too dark or something. But he still asked me to cook. It was just like, oh my gosh, this is not working. And because of that, I think I just really had, over the years, been like, nah, I ain't cooking. And then, that was just on the breakfast food. How I learned how to cook everything else, I had a cousin who would cook all the time. When I was at her house or when I spent the night or whatever, I would really, I can't say watch, but I would look for myself without you knowing I was looking, so I could have this when I get home. But I wouldn't let nobody know that I can cook. Anything other than breakfast for my dad. So when it came to the bigger meals, I believe one of my first relationships, well, the first relationship that I ever been in, lived with him, he lived with me, whatever, however. He was the one who actually taught me how to cook. And I was like, okay, sir, you're teaching me how to cook. And of course he's a little older than me, but not too many years. But he was older than me. And he taught me how to cook the rest of whatever I didn't learn how to cook from my cousin. So, yes, I can cook. One of my most top or most requested dishes is a pot roast and macaroni. But as far as y'all concerned, I can't cook, okay? Even when I get married, I would have to see what my husband, I think relationship wise, I am all for whatever. I'm pouring in, he's pouring in, whatever, however. But not too much, not too much. Long term, I would have to see if I am going to be that housewife that cooks all the time. And then when I do cook, if I know I'm going to cook, if I feel like cooking, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to prepare for that whole day. So even now, my kids are going to get breakfast cooked right then. And then I'm going to automatically start working on whatever we about to eat for dinner. Because I only plan on being in the kitchen one time. All that washing dishes in between, pick this fork up, dip that to check the roast, go back, wash the dishes. Ain't too much of that about to go on. Which brings me to my next question. Do you have kids? Yes, I have 3 children. They are 16, 15, and 14. My 15 and 14-year-olds are about to be 15 and 14 later on this year. So I had my children back to back. So I got a 14, 15, 16. 2 girls. My oldest 2 are girls, and my youngest is a boy. So yes, I do have kids. Another question was, do you have a man? I think I get asked this once every other week, whatever, however. So no, I don't have a man. Then they want to know, well, why you ain't got a man? A lot comes behind that. Most of what I am familiar with, people feel like I have a lot, so they could possibly ask me for some of that lot. But anyway, no, I don't have a man. The next question is, what is it that you do? So my number one thing that I do is teach youth entrepreneurship. So I have a program. It's called Stack Kids. I actually teach children how to become entrepreneurs. I taught my children. They know how to get money. They know how to run a company from top to bottom with everything except the accounting part. They have taken financial literacy classes, all of that stuff. So that's my number one thing that I do, teach entrepreneurship to children. I do have a few people that are adults that I help. So overall, if I had to say what I do, I help folks find what it is they need. I can look up whatever, research whatever. A lot of people come to me for information on whatever, events, planning, whatever. However, I'm like the go-to person that does it all. So that's what I do. But my own business is the youth entrepreneurship, along with some other things. You guys know I have the boutique. If you haven't seen it, I do have Stylish Me Boutique. I rent out inflatables. It's just like never ending stuff that I do, in which I sold most of my inflatables, because I am a person who believes that if you're going to run a business or be in business, period, it should be something that you don't mind doing, something that you are capable of doing. If you were ever by yourself, if your employees didn't come to work, whatever, however, this business needs to be able to run if it was only just you. So that's that. Next question. Where do I get my nails done? So I have let my nails grow out. They just recently got filed down. The inside of this one got chipped, so my nail starts right here now, but it was all the way up here like the rest of these. And I get my nails done at the Nail Lounge in Pooler, Georgia. Miss Shiny is her name. She does my nails. If you go in, she is the first person that sits at the nail booth on the right hand side when you walk in the building. So I get my nails done from the Nail Lounge in Pooler. Where do I shop? Now, definitely on a good old Sunday, a good old get up with your folks type of night. I am always dressed. Somebody walk past me. Oh, you always be dressed, blah blah blah. No idea who they were, but I was like, okay, thank you, whatever. However, like I just said earlier, I do have a boutique, so most of my clothes I get from the fashion district in LA. And then the rest of my clothes on a regular schmegular day, I'm going to Shein. Shein is my go-to for whatever, church wear, work wear, whatever type of wear. I'm going to Shein if I don't have something from the vendors in the LA fashion district. Next question is, where do you get your frames from? I have over 30 pair of eyeglasses. So any given day, even when I go to some of the restaurants that we go to for lunch, they are like, oh my gosh, every time we see you, you have on the cutest frames. Even people online, whatever, however, on the TikTok reels, whatever. So I have a partnership with Vooglam. I am one of the brand ambassadors. I don't have my paper in front of me, but I get my frames from Vooglam, VOOGLAM. So I get my frames from Vooglam, and I do have a discount code. It's Team Riri, so RIRI in front or behind Team. And you guys can get your glasses or your frames or whatever at a discounted price when you use my discount code. The next question is, do you sell drugs? Believe it or not, I think that question relates to the earlier question of, do you have a man? Because people who come across me, like I said earlier, they see how I move, they know what I have, or they see what I have, so they automatically think that either I'm pimping people or I sell drugs. In which I don't. I do not sell drugs. I don't smoke or do anything for myself. And those things are not around me. I don't put myself in situations or entanglements where I have to be around those things. So, no, I do not sell drugs. Question number 9. What happened to your foot? This is for more so on a more personal level, the people who see me in public, the people who have ever saw me on more than one occasion. This question was from one of those people. What happened to your foot? In which I do have another video explaining all the details. But basically, someone ran over my foot with a forklift, bust my foot wide open, torn ligaments, broken bones, crushed. It's a crush injury. So I get injections. I take a lot of medication and all that stuff for my foot. And this particular question came about because they asked another question. Why are you always in Crocs? So, look, I have on my Crocs right now. These Crocs have been with me through every surgery, through every procedure. One foot is bigger than the other because of the crush injury, because I have a lot of swelling that goes on. I am always in Crocs. They are comfortable for me. So even when I would be dressed, I would be dressed from the ankle up because Crocs were the only pair of shoes that I can get my foot in. Now, it has gotten a little bit better because if I'm relaxed or chilling or I have my foot elevated the day before I wear any other shoes, then I will be okay, but not for long before my foot start hurting again. So for the most part, I'm always in Crocs because my foot got ran over. And question number 10. Are you crazy? Yes, somebody asked me, am I crazy? And what took place was, there was a guy who, I really can't go into details on exactly what happened, but I had to get, I won't say rowdy, but I had to snap. Let me say this. I don't like for a man to ask for money. I don't like for a man to feel like they could play me because I am a female. So if I get any little hint that this direction or this conversation is going in that direction, or if I feel like you're trying to play me, it's over with for you. I'm at your neck. So I'm hollering and fussing because of this guy. And the people was like, I ain't know you was crazy. Girl, you crazy? You crazy. I ain't know you was one of the crazy ones. And I was like, hold on, I'm not crazy. I just don't play with N-words. But now I'm trying to get a little better. So I'll just be like, I don't play with men. In which I feel like you shouldn't let nobody play with you, period, man or woman. But something about a man trying to play me, I'm going off. I'm going off. So I'm not crazy. I just don't let nobody play with me. That's how we gonna put that. So those were the top 10 questions about me. I guess if y'all want to know anything else, y'all could drop it in the comments. If I don't answer you, I probably feel like that's none of your business or whatever. Everything I shared in this video, I'm pretty transparent overall, but if I feel like you're just trying to be stupid, you get no attention from me. But that was it. So I'm gonna let y'all go. I'm out.